Our planet, a breathtaking tapestry of life, is facing an unprecedented crisis. From the melting ice caps to the vanishing forests, the very systems that sustain us are under threat. The delicate balance of nature is being disrupted by human activities at an alarming rate. The consequences are far-reaching and potentially catastrophic, affecting every living creature on Earth. In this series, we will delve into 10 shocking facts about the state of our planet. These are not tales of distant lands or abstract concepts, but urgent realities that demand our attention. Join us as we embark on a journey to understand the challenges we face and explore the solutions that can help us safeguard our planet for future generations. The polar regions, once pristine landscapes of ice and snow, are undergoing a dramatic transformation. The Arctic, in particular, is warming at twice the rate of the rest of the planet, causing its ice caps to melt at an alarming rate. This melting ice contributes to rising sea levels, threatening coastal communities and low-lying islands around the world. As the ice melts, it exposes darker ocean water, which absorbs more heat from the sun, further accelerating the warming process. The loss of ice also disrupts global weather patterns. The Arctic acts as a giant refrigerator, helping to regulate temperatures across the northern hemisphere. As it warms, we can expect more extreme weather events such as heat waves, droughts, and floods. The consequences of this melting ice are far-reaching and will have a profound impact on human societies and the natural world. Forests, the lungs of our planet, are vital ecosystems that provide us with oxygen, regulate our climate, and support a staggering diversity of life. Yet these precious habitats are disappearing at an alarming rate. Deforestation, driven by agriculture, logging, and mining, is clearing vast swathes of forest every year. The Amazon rainforest, often referred to as the lungs of the Earth, has lost nearly 20% of its forest cover in the past 50 years. This loss of forest cover has devastating consequences for biodiversity. Forests are home to an estimated 80% of the world's terrestrial species, many of which are found nowhere else on Earth. As forests disappear, so too do countless species of plants and animals. The destruction of forests also exacerbates climate change. Trees absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, acting as carbon sinks. When forests are cut down or burned, this stored carbon is released back into the atmosphere, contributing to global warming. The oceans, vast and teeming with life, have long acted as a buffer against the excesses of human activity. They absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, a process that has helped regulate the Earth's climate for millennia, but this vital service comes at a cost. As the levels of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere rise, so too does the amount absorbed by the oceans. This, in turn, leads to a chemical reaction that increases the acidity of seawater, a phenomenon known as ocean acidification. While seemingly subtle, this change in pH has profound implications for marine life, particularly for creatures with shells and skeletons made from calcium carbonate. As the acidity of the water increases, it becomes more difficult for these organisms to extract the calcium carbonate they need to build and maintain their protective structures. Corals, oysters, clams, and even microscopic plankton are all affected by this process. Their shells become thinner, their growth stunted, and their very survival threatened. This is not merely a matter of individual species being affected. The entire marine ecosystem is built upon a delicate balance, with each organism playing a crucial role. Disrupting this balance, even at the microscopic level, can have cascading effects throughout the food chain, impacting everything from the smallest plankton to the largest whales. In the intricate tapestry of life, few creatures are as industrious and vital as bees. These tireless pollinators play a crucial role in maintaining the delicate balance of our planet's ecosystems. As they flit from flower to flower, their furry bodies laden with pollen, they perform a vital service, one that sustains much of the life we see around us. The act of pollination, the transfer of pollen from one flower to another, is essential for the reproduction of many plants, including a vast array of fruits, vegetables, and nuts. Without bees, our diets would be severely limited, lacking in the diversity and nutritional value that we often take for granted. But the bees are in trouble. Their populations are declining at an alarming rate, threatened by a combination of factors including habitat loss, pesticide use, and climate change. This decline is a cause for serious concern, not only for the bees themselves, but for the countless other species, including humans, that rely on them for survival. The loss of bees would have a profound impact on agriculture. Farmers depend on these industrious insects to pollinate their crops, ensuring a bountiful harvest. Without bees, the cost of hand pollination would be astronomical, making many fruits and vegetables prohibitively expensive for many people. From the depths of the oceans to the shorelines of remote islands, we are witnessing a disturbing phenomenon, the relentless spread of plastic pollution. It infiltrates every corner of our planet, a testament to our insatiable appetite for convenience. Vast gyres of plastic debris now circulate in our oceans, swirling accumulations of discarded bottles, bags, and microplastics. These swirling masses, held together by currents, are a stark reminder of the longevity of our waste. For marine life, this plastic poses a grave threat. Sea turtles, mistaking plastic bags for jellyfish, ingest this indigestible material, their stomachs left tragically full, yet starved of nourishment. Seabirds, too, fall victim to this plastic plague, their beaks entangled in discarded fishing nets or their bodies filled with plastic fragments, leaving them to slowly succumb to starvation. The insidious nature of plastic lies in its persistence. It doesn't simply decompose, it fragments into smaller and smaller pieces, microplastics, which permeate the marine food web. These tiny particles are ingested by plankton, the foundation of the ocean's food chain, and they accumulate as they travel up the food chain, ultimately ending up in the very seafood that we consume. The consequences are far-reaching, impacting not only marine ecosystems, but also potentially affecting human health. The long-term effects of ingesting microplastics are still being studied, but it is a sobering thought that our own waste could be returning to us in such an insidious manner. Water, the lifeblood of our planet, is facing an unprecedented crisis. It is a fundamental truth that life as we know it cannot exist without this precious resource. Yet, as our global population continues to surge, the demand for fresh water is pushing our water systems to their limits. From the snow-capped peaks of mountains to the depths of underground aquifers, freshwater sources are being depleted at an alarming rate. Rivers and lakes are shrinking, and groundwater reserves, accumulated over millennia, are being extracted faster than nature can replenish them. This dwindling supply has profound implications for all aspects of life on Earth. Agriculture, the backbone of our food supply, is heavily reliant on fresh water, and dwindling water resources threaten our ability to feed a growing population. Industries, too, depend on vast quantities of water, and water scarcity can cripple economic growth and development. The consequences of water scarcity are far-reaching, potentially leading to conflict, displacement, and social unrest. It is a crisis that knows no borders, affecting both developed and developing nations alike. Our planet's climate is changing at an unprecedented rate, a consequence of human activities that have released vast quantities of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. This change is not merely a gradual warming, it is manifesting in a surge of extreme weather events that are increasing in frequency and intensity. From scorching heat waves and devastating droughts to torrential downpours and catastrophic floods, the delicate balance of our planet's climate system is being disrupted. Hurricanes, fueled by warmer ocean temperatures, are becoming more powerful, their winds reaching unprecedented speeds, their storm surges inundating coastal communities with terrifying force. These extreme weather events have devastating consequences for human life, property, and livelihoods. Floods displace communities, destroy homes, and contaminate water supplies. Droughts wither crops, decimate livestock, and leave millions facing hunger and starvation. The human cost of climate change is no longer a distant threat. It is a present-day reality, but the impact extends far beyond our own species. Ecosystems around the world are struggling to adapt to the rapid pace of change. Coral reefs, already stressed by pollution and overfishing, are bleaching and dying as ocean temperatures rise. Forests, once vibrant ecosystems teeming with life, are succumbing to drought and wildfires, releasing even more carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Coral reefs, these vibrant underwater cities, are often called the rainforests of the sea, and for good reason. They support a staggering diversity of life, perhaps the richest of any ecosystem on Earth. Within their intricate structures, a kaleidoscope of fish, crustaceans, and invertebrates dance and weave, all reliant on the delicate balance of the reef. These remarkable ecosystems are built by tiny animals called coral polyps. These creatures secrete calcium carbonate, forming the hard, stony skeletons that give reefs their structure. Over millennia, layer upon layer builds up, creating a complex and beautiful habitat. But this intricate world, teeming with life, is facing a multitude of threats. Rising sea temperatures, driven by our changing climate, are causing coral bleaching, a phenomenon that starves and ultimately kills these vital organisms. Like a forest losing its leaves, a bleached reef loses its vibrancy, becoming a ghostly white skeleton. Across the globe, from the frozen Arctic to the lush Amazon rainforest, wildlife populations are facing unprecedented challenges. The delicate balance of nature, honed over millennia, is being disrupted by the relentless advance of human activity. As we encroach further into their habitats, we leave a trail of destruction in our wake. Deforestation, driven by the insatiable demand for timber and land for agriculture, is stripping away the homes of countless species. The iconic orangutans of Borneo, for example, are clinging to survival as their rainforest home is cleared for palm oil plantations. Every year, we lose thousands of species, many of which disappear before they are even known to science. But it's not just habitat loss that threatens our planet's biodiversity. Climate change, with its unpredictable weather patterns and rising temperatures, is pushing many species to the brink. Polar bears, reliant on sea ice for hunting, are struggling to adapt as the Arctic ice melts at an alarming rate. We've journeyed across the globe, witnessing the extraordinary beauty and fragility of our planet. We've seen firsthand the devastating consequences of human actions, the melting ice caps, the ravaged forests, the polluted oceans. The challenges are daunting, but let us not succumb to despair, for within us lies the power to make a difference. Just as we have been the architects of destruction, we can become the agents of change. By embracing sustainable practices, reducing our ecological footprint, and demanding action from our leaders, we can turn the tide. The future is not preordained, it is a tapestry woven from the choices we make today. Let us choose to protect our planet, not just for ourselves, but for all life that shares this remarkable planet. Let us choose hope, let us choose action, let us choose a future where humanity and nature thrive in harmony.